All right, we're going. So like I said, we're going to a little hiking trail that goes up to, I believe it's a man-made kind of waterfall, so we're gonna go check that out. It's kind of on the route we went yesterday when we went to the beach, so it's a fun little road. I'm excited to do some riding. I think afterwards I might just ride around town a little bit and explore. Probably around Centro. I've been all over La Romantica. Mainly walking. Yesterday I walked, oh god, like almost 10 miles I think. And then got absolutely gazeboed last night, so my body's not super happy with me at the moment. I definitely am gonna take it easy tonight, drink a lot of water. Yeah, so the bar by my Airbnb, it was the owner's 80th birthday. So I was gonna meet my Airbnb host there and a couple of his friends, and it was just super packed. So I went to this other bar right around the corner called The Tunnel, and it was me, the bartender, and one other person, and he gave me probably like 6 free tequila shots in a very short amount of time. And, I mean, he did them with me and the other person in the bar, so it was we were in it together. Look at that guy just walking on rebar. It's wild. So yeah, anyway, so I hung out at the tunnel for a while, then a bunch of people showed up and it was a really fun time. And then I worked my way over to Frida's, which that's the bar that it was his birthday, and there was a mariachi band that came, and we proceeded to drink the night away, which was very fun. Today, not so fun. Feels really good to be on the bike. That's it. And last night I had probably the best al pastor tacos I've ever had in my life. They have the meat on, you know, like a, what is it called, spit rod or whatever, that's straight up and down. And then they have like a really gnarly heat source next to it that bricks heat up, and then they just, you know, shave it off as you go. It was so good. I had 5 tacos and they were amazing. And then what else did I do? I walked down to the Melecon and hiked along that, just kind of checked out all the little shops and stuff. And yeah, probably my favorite part about yesterday, I did the hike up to the viewpoint, and it was just spectacular views, and it was a really good workout. So I was thinking about riding, so I'm leaving for Manzanillo in 2 days. And there's a town everybody keeps talking about. You can take a boat there from Puerto Vallarta. I can't remember the name of the town. I'll insert it here. But people were saying like, oh, you can't ride to it, all this and that. Apparently, like, there are dirt roads to it, but it's rough. But I'm on a dirt bike. Like, I think I can make it just fine. So I may do that. Either maybe a day trip tomorrow or something like that. I don't know. Apparently the town's really, really cool. But maybe I'll just take a boat. I mean, it'd be kind of nice to just be on the water for a while and chill out. So what's going on with everyone? How y'all doing? I think there's a little bit of snow in Portland today, so glad I'm not, or glad I'm missing that. I do miss everyone back at home though. I am a little homesick, even though it's only day 3. I don't know, it's just, there's not a lot of single people here. It's definitely a lot of people are here, you know, with their significant other and stuff like that. So I've been able to make some friends, and my Airbnb host has been super awesome about that. I get along great with his friends, and we've already had just a really great time. And I've met some absolutely lovely people. And yeah, everybody is just so friendly and, you know, eager to help. And, you know, if you have a question about something, they're just such polite people here, and they're very kind. Highly recommend Puerto Vallarta. So in other news, the OMA racing season is starting, I believe it's April 19th is the first round at Portland International Raceway. So I'm getting excited for that. I've been doing a lot of yoga and cardio exercise and some strength training. And I'm already down 25, 28 pounds, something like that. So I still got a ways to go to be where I want to be. But, you know, I'm not trying to lose it drastically fast. I'm trying to do it, you know, just take my time and exercise and just eat a little better. That's pretty much all I'm doing. And it works great. And also cutting down on drinking. That's just, you know, empty calories, and a lot of them, and carbs. So yeah, this next season I'm planning to be on a Kramer Evo 2R. So I'm selling the dirty old SV first gen, which was a great bike for my first season racing. I learned a ton. It was, yeah, but I never, like, you know, the suspension's not dialed in for my weight or anything. So I figure, you know, while I'm learning, I might as well be learning on something proper like a Kramer. Which, if you don't know what a Kramer is, it's an ex-KTM engineer who wanted to start building race bikes, basically, and he started this company, Kramer. And I believe they're the only other company outside of, you know, KTM itself that can get KTM motors. So the one I'm getting is running the 690 LC4 motor, so the same one that's in, you know, the 690 Enduro, Supermoto, 701, Husqvarna 701, you know, same motor. And then they build, you know, their own custom frame and run all the trick parts, Dimag wheels. The one I'm getting has K-Tech suspension on it, and I already bought springs for my weight. So I'm just waiting for my SV to sell, and I have a 690 Enduro along with Supermoto wheels, so if anybody's interested, let me know. So I'm waiting for those to sell, and then I'm buying it from a friend in my motorcycle club, SFRC, Sang Fua Riding Club here in Portland. So I'm getting a, you know, good bro deal on it, and it's still a lot of money. But yeah, they're incredible bikes. So I'm hoping to be on that and really, you know, tear it up. That's the plan. And for those of you who are interested in, you know, wanting to learn to race or you know, get into club racing, I'm always happy to answer questions and talk to you guys about that. And I'll be videoing the OMRA season, and yeah, just putting details out there and hopefully get some new riders into it. Also, I'm selling my SV 650 for like 2,000 bucks. And if it's a new racer, even less than that. So if you're in the Portland, Oregon area, let me know. I got a bike for you. And yeah, so you know, they make it pretty approachable. They do a new racer school. I believe it's 2 rounds a year, but I believe it's the first round and then like the June round. And you show up and oh shit, I think I'm almost here. Sorry, back. I'll get back to that later. I think it's like right in here. Yeah, right there. Let's see. I'm gonna flip around. So I'm not sure which side of the bridge it's on. Apparently the trailhead's not super well marked. Sorry, excuse me. Well, I don't think it's here. It must be the other side. Alright, so the entrance to the trail, the hotel is just across the street. I'll get the name on the way out. But just to the right of this dirt driveway is the trail. Alright, let's see what's what. Oh, it's already pretty cool. It's very jungly. Alright, so just continue along the fence here. There's a few tight spots. I'm not sure how far it is exactly. We will find out. I'm guessing it's probably around a mile or so. Ooh, it's humid in here. Sounds like, oh yeah, they're doing some construction way up there. Nice little trail so far. Yeah, just stay to the left of the river so far. And when I get up there, I hope it's not too busy, but I want to hop in, maybe do some swimming and just chill out for a bit, drink some water. I'm sweating out the booze. Just getting sweaty already, boys. Man, yeah, what the hell are they doing over there? Oh, it's like a huge resort building. It's massive. I don't know if you can see it through the trees. Okay, so the trail comes down here. Okay, I think I might need to cross here. I might be able to go over here. Yeah, there's no trail signs or anything, so you kind of just gotta wing it. Are there a lot of snakes here? I don't know. I don't know if that's something I need to be worried about. I hope not. Like snakes and spiders and stuff like that. Scorpions even. I mean, scorpions is probably more north of here, out in the desert. But I do imagine there's spiders. Huh? Looks like it cuts back. God, I love the serene sound of construction on your hike. Well, even that spot looks kind of nice. You can take a dip in there. Water looks really clear. It's a good time. So I kind of want to talk about when I told people I was going on this trip. I didn't get the reactions I was expecting. I mean, some people, yeah, like some people are just stoked, but I got from a lot of people that just thought this was super dangerous and like thinking I'm crazy. But I don't know, it didn't feel, never felt scary to me to come do this. Maybe that's because I'm like naive, but I don't know, at least Puerto Vallarta is extremely safe for sure. Other parts not as much, but you know, I think if you're just reasonably responsible and you know, travel during the day, you're probably not gonna run into any issues, especially on the newer highways. They're all there's a bunch of toll checkpoints and stuff, so there's cameras everywhere, and I don't think there's a lot of cartel activity for areas like that. Whew. Yeah, I'm getting sweaty, but yeah, I don't know. I would encourage more people to do stuff like this, especially by motorcycle. It's cheap and pretty fun. I get it's inherently dangerous, like if I get in a wreck down here, you know, I'm a long way from home, and that part is a little scary, but I think the adventure outweighs the risk, at least for me. And I do miss my friends and family back at home. Oh, barbed wire. There we go. Let's not get tetanus. And I miss my dog. I miss Pablo. Such a good dog. He's he's almost 7. He's gonna be 7 in June. German Shepherd. And he is just the sweetest dog. He's always happy. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. Okay. I think we're gonna go this way. Well, I guess we can just walk in the river here. So this is still more resort over here, I think. Wow, that's a big piece of property. I'm trying to figure out what other day trips I want to do. So there's like you can go see how they make mezcal. That might be kind of fun. But I'm not into the super touristy stuff, like staying at resorts and all-inclusive kind of thing. It's not really for me. All right, I'm gonna take a water break and then I'll be back.
Goodbye. Trail update. I'm sweatier than I was in the last update. Obviously. Nope, I think I'm gonna go this way. I just passed some people. I think I'm close. The river kind of forks here, and she said stay to the right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't really want to bushwhack too much. Yeah. Oh, it's really pretty. I mean, it's deceptively hot even in the shade. I mean, I think the high is only 82 Fahrenheit, but with the humidity, I am just sweating like crazy. Well, this is pretty epic on its own. Getting close. Ooh, Ninja Warrior. Even this looks just lovely to swim in. Looks like a nice sandy bottom. Yeah. I think the other way might have been easier. Yeah. Just passed a group of guys. Said I'm close. Oh. Oh, fuck. Getting in shape for the race season. Here we go. We're doing it. This is a good, free, fun way to get exercise, definitely. And you have the reward of swimming at the end to cool off. All right. I hope this is at least somewhat interesting. Maybe not what the hell I'm talking about, but the hike. Kind of just babbling. Cross again. I only brought one pair of shoes, so I don't really want to get these wet. But I might have to. Can always buy another pair of shoes in town. Shit. There we go. I was afraid that rock was going to be really slippery. Don't want to break an ankle. So I've probably gone maybe a mile so far. Something like that. Yeah, must have been a pain in the ass to run those hoses all the way down the river. Alright, getting back on the trail. And so water break and took a time lapse. Might be cool. Whew. Okay, I think we're there. I mean, still got a bit to go, but I see people hanging out. So another big reason I wanted to come on this trip, really good friend of mine and mentor passed away this last year. And one of his favorite places was Mexico. So I wanted to come experience it for myself. And, you know, this whole thing's supposed to be kind of like a solo, like, spirit journey of sorts. All right, so I'm heading back. There was a very wonderful family there hanging out, so I didn't want to film too much or get any drone shots, even though it would have been pretty epic. But I didn't want to bother them, and they were so sweet. They offered me ceviche, which was delicious, and I talked with them for a bit. So, as I was saying on the way out here, the people here are so kind and friendly. I did end up getting my shoes wet. I made it the whole way, and then the last little bit to to the swimming hole, there was no way. So, wet feet on the way back. Navigate this. So yeah, the water was incredible, super clean, fish swimming around, and it felt amazing to cool off. Because yeah, the hike up here, oh my god, it wasn't that far or that difficult. It's just the heat and humidity really gets you. So got my workout in for the day. I feel good about that. And I got to meet some really lovely people and have a nice swim. Now I got to get back to my bike before dark, so I was going to wait for them to leave to get some drone shots, but I think the sun's going to be setting pretty soon, and I didn't want to hike back in the dark, so all good in the hood. So yeah, what I was saying about, you know, one of the big reasons I came here. This one's pretty slick. One of the big reasons I came here was to kind of, you know, find some shit out about myself and mourn my friend Zach and spend some time in one of his favorite places. Whew. And so far, I've gotten to do that a bit. It was sitting there at that waterfall, thinking about him, you know, made me feel good. And I was thinking about all the good and fun times we had together. Even some of the not so good, but later out turned to be really funny and one of my favorite memories ever. What I'm talking about is my first gold rush and my brother's first gold rush, which is a ride from Portland out to Sumter, Oregon. And the route is just the best roads in Oregon, and you know, maybe even the West Coast. The roads out there are so incredible. And right off the get, me and my brother and our friend Jared show up at Zach's house at 9 in the morning because we're supposed to meet everyone up at government camp. And Zach walks out in his underwear, totally hungover, not ready to go whatsoever. So that already put us behind schedule right off the get. So he finally gets his shit together, and we have a late start. And everybody had already left government camp. So, but before we even got to government camp, in Sandy, Zach's bike broke down. His clutch stopped working, and the cable didn't snap or anything. Lever was fine. Something broke in the clutch basket housing. So from then on, we had to bump start him, and he had to clutchless shift the entire time. from you know, 20 minutes out of town. So that was the first unfortunate event. Let's see what happened next. So the whole day, you know, we're trying to chase everybody down, and Zach's bike would only do about 50 miles an hour. So it was not fast progress by any means. We did find an epic bro dip spot on the John Day River, right under the bridge as you're leaving Monument. And we have this running joke, there's like a rolled up carpet in the river. So we're like 95% sure there's a dead body in there, but it was so hot it didn't matter, and we weren't going to check, so we just swam next to it and it was fine. And so that became kind of like the bro dip spot. It's, you know, we stop there every time we go out there now. And so let's see, next bad thing was we were getting close to Cowshit Road, which this is my first time. So me and Zach switched bikes because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna ride this faster than Zach so we can get there. And so we switch bikes and I take off. He's just like, oh yeah, just take a route on Cowshit Road. I'm like, okay, like I knew it wasn't actually called Cowshit Road, but I'm like, oh, maybe it's just called like Cow Road or something like that. So where we switched bikes was maybe half a mile from the turn, and I just kept going straight because I was booking it. I'm like, we need to make up time. And you know, I was trying to one up Zach. She's like, yeah, I can ride faster than you on your own bike. And so I just keep going, and I go for maybe, I don't know, 25 miles. And I like slowed down a lot. I'm like, where the hell are they? Like, what's taking them so long? Because they didn't want to stop, because I'd have to bump start the bike, and I was worried about getting it going again. So I keep going, and it gets dark out, and eventually I just pull over, and I see that my brother called me a bunch of times. I'm like, oh shit. So I finally get in contact with my brother, and they thought I had like gone off the cliff or something, and they were searching the cliff sides and all that shit from like I said, the turn was only a half a mile from where we were. So I talk to my brother, I'm like, oh fuck, and turn around, and I'm just goosing it back. Like the bike's maybe doing 60, 65, and the vibration is so bad on that. Like it was not running correctly or geared right or something. And out there are just suicidal deer everywhere, especially, yeah, when the sun goes down. You gotta be really, really careful out there in Eastern Oregon. So I'm mashing back, and I almost hit a deer. Like the rear wheel locked up. I'm like hard on the brakes, which, it's an old bike. They're just drum brakes. So narrowly avoid hitting a deer. And river trekking now. Love a river trek. Ugh. So I finally get back to them, and this whole escapade probably wasted another, hour and a half or something. And Zach coined the nickname for me, Maverick, because I just took off and I was, Top Gun solo, whatever. And finally get back to him, and like I was mad at myself more than anybody, because I was trying to make up time and made it way worse for everyone and scared the shit out of them. So I felt pretty bad about that. Then we get on to Cow Shit Road, and me and Zach switch bikes again, and promptly, maybe 5 miles into Cow Shit Road, the bike runs out of gas, because I just wasted it all on my Maverick excursion. And so then I had the duty of siphoning gas out of Jared's Harley, because it was my fuck up, and I got so much gas in my mouth. I have some pictures, I can insert them. It's kind of funny. I have a bleached mullet at the time. It's COVID. Went a little crazy with the hair. Oh god. Yeah, I gotta go down here, I think. Yeah. And so I get so much gas in my mouth, and the only way to get rid of the gas taste is with like 90-degree tequila that was in Jared's saddlebag. And given at this point, I think it was probably midnight, and so we finally get some gas in his bike, and we get rolling again, and then it just keeps fucking shitting the bed. Like every 3 miles or something, you have to pull over, and he's messing with his inline fuel filters and stuff like that, and ultimately just takes him out. And so anyways, it was real slow going, and we eventually got to Sumter. It was probably 3 in the morning, and everybody had already gone to bed. And we were hoping people were still gonna be up, and it'd be, like everybody was there with like a burger and a beer, waiting to, cheer us in as we crossed the finish line. That was not the case. Nobody stayed up, nobody gave a shit. Which rightfully so, I probably wouldn't have either. So Sumter, very, very small town. Nothing's open at that hour. So all we had to split between the 4 of us was like one of those little tiny bags of trail mix you buy at the gas station. And Zach had a can of Spam in his cabin. So we cooked that up. It was like just the worst meal ever. We were so hungry. So then we just ate whiskey instead and went to bed. And then the rest of that trip, or like while we were in Sumter, the trip was really good. We did like a really fun day ride and, you know, messed around, did some drinking. It was great. Yeah, not much to report like while we were in Sumter. Oh, other than staying at Zach's cabin, which later we found out Zach and Mitchell took a trip out there, just them. And Mitchell came back and he kept getting this fever and he was like really sick. Basically like he'd have a fever for like 3 or 4 days and feel awful, and his fever would break and he would feel relatively normal again. Then the fever would come back. And you know, he went to a couple doctors. They thought he like got mono. So then we started making the joke that Mitchell and Zach were making out in the cabin and that's how he got mono. So we later found out, after like, this had to have gone almost the entire summer of this. It was like a reoccurring fever. This CDC doctor saw my brother and asked him if he had spent any time in like Eastern Oregon or any deserty areas or something like that. And he's like, yeah. And he even said like, did you stay in a cabin? He's like, yeah. And apparently there's a soft-bodied tick that, this is like what the doctor verbatim said. He said they come down at night and they blood feast. That's like the actual term for it. They blood feast. And they don't leave a mark or anything, and then they just go back up in the attic or wherever they're at after they're done blood feasting. And there is a disease called tick-borne relapsing fever, and that's what my brother had. They gave him antibiotics and knocked it out. The really frustrating part is this like ruined my brother's entire summer because he was just like sick all the time. And if they would have just gave him antibiotics off the get, it would have been gone like immediately. So I mean, I get, you know, antibiotic tolerance. What the fuck was that? That was a very weird noise. Oh, is that might be the zoo. It's like a cat-like creature. I'm gonna walk this way. I don't want to fuck with that. If it's not, I could escape the zoo. I want to fight a jungle cat or something. A hungry tiger. So, anyways, I get, you know, we gotta be careful about antibiotic like resistance in humans. So I get why they were hesitant. You know, they don't want to just give it out willy-nilly. Ugh. Okay, so anyways, going back to the trip home from Sumter, this is where more unfortunate events happen. We were on the road from Sumter to Ukiah, and it's a pretty rough road, like not like pothole wise, but the actual texture of the road is like chip seal or something. So it's like, you know, rocks and stuff like that, which the grip is great, but by the time I got to Ukiah, my rear tire had wire showing. And luckily, the club has a friend there. His name is Shred. He's an old crazy man who lets us store tires and all kinds of shit in his shop. And he so right away, like, we're outside Sumter, you know, Ukiah is like, I don't know, 40 miles away, 50. We gotta change my rear tire. And I'm sitting there waiting, and you know, I was getting it on that road, like I was riding like an asshole. So I'm waiting for my brother and Zach and Jared and some of the other guys from the club come up. They're like, yeah, somebody wrecked back there. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what bike was it? He's like, it looked like a white supermoto. I'm like, fuck, that's Mitchell's bike. He was on a WR250. And I couldn't go back because my tire was done, like it was gonna explode at any moment. So, you know, I just had to sit there and hope everything was okay. And one of the members told me, like, he was up and like he's not, you know, badly injured, so, you know, that calmed my mind a bit. And so eventually they show up and tell me what happened. Mitchell ended up running wide in a corner and went into the ditch and like rode it like on the sidewall of the cliff a little bit, or like the upper grade. And then eventually there was like a big boulder, front tire hit it, sent him over the bars, and both his wrists hurt. That was like the extent of the pain and stuff like that. So they finally meet up, and then we go to Shreds and get my tire changed, which, you know, took an hour or so. So we're already behind schedule from the wreck and me wrecking a tire. And then we get back on the road finally, and we make it most of the way across the desert, and we decided to go into Biggs Junction and then just take the freeway back on the Washington side because it's a little more entertaining than 84. And shortly after we do that, so we stopped at Biggs Junction, and Mitchell's wrist started hurting like a lot more at this point. Like, I had to start undoing his helmet and stuff. Whew. And so I buy him a chilada because he's like pretty upset at this point, like he's not having a good time. I buy him a chilada and we just sit and have a beer. And the gas station there at Biggs Junction has some of the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life. I don't know if it was because we were, you know, just hungry, and, you know, kind of like how camping food is really good. So we eat some fried chicken and drink a chilada, and that lifted our spirits a bit. We're like, all right, we're not that far from home. We'll be there, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. So we cross the bridge and get on the Washington side. Oh, here. You can see all that stuff a little better. Yeah. Ooh, big buildings. So as soon as we get on the Washington side, maybe 5 miles in, my rear tire starts feeling a little funky. And so I pull off at like just a viewpoint, and it's like dead flat. So yeah, at that point, everybody's like fucking over it, especially Mitchell, because he was just in so much pain. We were able to get some like slime, you know, tire slime or whatever, and we had to put like 3 or 4 bottles in the fucking thing because I think the ones we had were like expired. There was like, they weren't very pressurized. So finally we get that going, but in the meantime we were talking like alternatives, like maybe, you know, Zach just rides on and gets his truck and we'll throw my bike in there or whatever, and he'll come pick us up. Or, you know, we try to figure it out. So we get Mitchell 2 bags of ice and another, I think it's a chilada or just a beer or something. And he's sitting there, both hands in the bags of ice. And this was, I think we were in White Salmon, so not far from home at all. And Mitchell at that point had like a little breakdown. Like he's talking to his partner, and she was trying to talk him down, and I was talking to her, and just trying to convince him it's gonna be okay, we're close to home. And which is, it's unique because my brother, he has like his shit together, and he's like really solid in that regard. He's always the one that's really confident and sure of himself and stuff like that. So I had to kind of step in and be that way for him. And eventually, like, the 4th bottle of slime worked, and that was like home fucking stretch, and we made it. We made it back. No more issues after that. But Susan, Mitchell's partner, told me that that night he was just like, I'm done riding, I'm selling my bike, all this stuff. And then like a week goes by, and he's just like, yeah, all right, like, I want to keep my bike and still commute to work or whatever. And then another week goes by, and he's like, yeah, like, I don't know, I want to maybe do another motorcycle trip. And then another week goes by, and he's like, oh, I can't wait for the the Gold Rush ride again. And it was just, yeah, I mean, he was hooked at that point. And I'm glad he was okay. It turns out he fractured both his wrists, so he had to wear like double wrist braces for a while. And but yeah, he was okay. So yeah, that whole trip was, at the time kind of miserable, but it was like persevering over all those obstacles and challenges that's why it was so epic and like an actual adventure. And I can't stress that enough. Like, thinking back on it now, like, it is just such a fucking funny story, and it was so fun. And it's gonna be one of my greatest memories of Zach that I'll ever have. So yeah, thank you, Zach, for that experience. It was quite an adventure. And speaking of adventures, we fucking made it. This is a lot easier on the way back. I don't know, maybe I just picked a better route. And it's definitely more downhill on the way back, because rivers flow down. All right, so I'm going to show you right where the trailhead is. You guys can come here yourselves and check it out. Oh. All right, so there's this gate here. Just go to the right of the gate. The trail starts right there. Let's see, what's this hotel called? Hotel is Hacienda Palo Maria. So here's the bridge. So this is going south out of Puerto Vallarta. So left hand side if you're going towards, Manzanillo, all that. All right, cool. The bike's still there. Well, I'm gonna sign off for a bit. I'll see you on the bike, but thanks for, listening to my bullshit.
Oh man, look at that. That's beautiful. So yeah, the hike was great. It was, I would say, difficulty, I don't know, 3 or 4 out of 10. But if, you gotta be pretty able-bodied because you gotta scale a lot of rocks and stuff like that. But, I think distance-wise, it was maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles. So, yeah, it wasn't terrible. It's definitely a good workout. So yeah, the plan as of now is we're heading back to Puerto Vallarta. Maybe do a little riding in Centro, just to kind of look around because I haven't spent much time over there yet. Come on now, I'm gonna have to pass these people. Fucking guy on a bike. I gotta figure out where I want to go to dinner. Kind of feeling, I don't know, I need like some greens in my life, so maybe a taco salad or something, or steak sounds really good. Like steak and like a Caesar salad. Oh, sounds incredible. So I might do something like that. But yeah, what a beautiful evening. Hola. And other than that, probably I'm gonna have a drink or two, but I am not, I cannot get fucking gazeboed tonight. Oh, this morning it was a struggle. And then I'll probably do a little research tonight to find something cool to do nearby. Like I was talking about earlier, maybe like a mezcal tour kind of thing. It's a little touristy for my liking, but I don't know, it might be cool. I saw there was a zoo, and it looked pretty awesome, but I don't know, some of the reviews said the conditions weren't very good for the animals, so I don't necessarily want to support that. So I probably won't do that. But it looks like there's a lot of opportunities to like feed a lot of the animals and interact with them and stuff, which is cool, but like I said, I don't want to support somebody that's not really taking care of those animals well. Alright, what am I doing here? I'm just gonna fucking do one of these. And then the day after, so tomorrow I'm picking up the guy's best bike. I still don't know what it is. Could be an Italica. I'm hoping, because I saw the website advertised, I think they were DR650s. That would be fucking really awesome. Yeah, it'd be really awesome to have something with a little more juice, a little longer legs for the trip. But I mean, absolutely, this 250 will do it. It'll make it. Need to get gasolina, essence. So yeah, we'll find out tomorrow on the bike front. And then, so I'll be picking that up in Mezcales, which is north of Puerto Vallarta. So maybe I'll check out, I mean, I don't know, I don't think Mezcales is necessarily that much stuff to check out, but I do want to spend some time in Centro, and I don't know, maybe I'll do that tonight even, like go to a dinner over in Centro, or check out a bar or two. But all my friends are in the La Romantica. Last night was a hoot. So I hung out with the same people both nights, and it's a bunch of gay guys, and then an older woman and they all live here full time, and they just have been so kind to me and friendly, and it's just been having a million laughs and just enjoying Puerto Vallarta. So I'm very thankful for my Airbnb host Eric and all of his friends. But I do want to branch out and maybe meet some new people, maybe meet some straight people, maybe a girl, I don't know, probably not. I do notice here a lot of people use their hazards. I think it's just to warn of like traffic slowdowns, and everybody's just kind of in the habit of doing that, which I think is a great thing. Oh boy, oh boy, that was close. Why'd that guy flash me? I think my lights are on, aren't they? There we go, now it's on. And I don't know if it's pump it yourself here or if there's gas attendants. We'll find out in a moment. I also don't know how much gasoline is here either. Like how much per, it's probably per liter here. So we'll also find that out together. Oh shit, it's the police. Ta-da. I love how just everybody rides in the back of trucks here. It's pretty awesome. There's something so, you know, freeing about riding in the back of a truck. I love doing it. We're pretty close to the gas station here, so I'm gonna stop in, fill up. Brakes really aren't that good on this. But I'm used to, you know, riding pretty modern stuff. Like I have a KTM 890 Duke R, which the brakes are nuts on that thing. You know, dual front caliper and all that. So, you know, this is just one caliper with probably not very high quality brake pads. And probably not a great brake master cylinder either. But hey, it's cheap and it works. I'm not complaining. Puerto Vallarta, baby! Alright, where's that gas station at? Somewhere right in here. I think it's on the left up here. Oh yeah, we in the city again. Ah, there it is. Alright, I'm just gonna just dive in here. Alright, so it was about 200 pesos for I think it was about 8 liters, something like that. So yeah, do the math. I don't know what that is American, and I'm not trying to do the math in my head. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go to my Airbnb and then figure out a dinner spot. Chill out for a minute, get this footage uploaded to my external hard drive. I need to get a new laptop. I have a Razer, it's an older one, you know, from like 2018, and and it's not running super well. Okay, can you go right here? Yep. All right, there we go. Okay. Well, that's the place with a really good El Pastor. Anyways, yeah, it's just not running great, but it's pretty dated at this point. So basically, like when I'm editing video in DaVinci, it like the playback is super bad and laggy, and I've tried like a few fixes, but I don't know, it's not working super well, and I don't have a lot of storage on it. You know, it's a dated laptop, so I don't know, I might need to get a new one soon. Still, game's pretty good though. Like we'll play most modern stuff decently. And I got it for free, so no complaining there. It was a laptop from my old job, and it was a really small IT team, and my boss just told me to keep it, so that was pretty awesome. He was a great boss, probably the best boss I've ever had. Still friends with him today. I won't name drop because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But you know who you are. And we made it. 527. And this is a great spot, you guys. If you're thinking about coming here and getting an Airbnb, the host is wonderful. This place is clean and easy to get to. Great location in La Romantica. Oh. So, all right, I'm gonna sign off for a while. Thanks for watching and hanging. Appreciate it. Goodbye.